Hello, welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. I am Kristen Gear. I am the Area Director for the Northeast Valley for BNI Arizona, as well as the Director of Information. And what I do is I help support all 1,800 members around the Valley with anything BNI Connect related, BNI University, anything behind the scenes for BNI. And another aspect of what I help with is these weekly education videos. So Wisdom Wednesday, every Wednesday at 3 o'clock on this amazing Facebook page, where I provide updates on events that are coming up around town, as well as a little education tip that counts as one chapter education unit for watching, so make sure to record it. So some upcoming events. We have tomorrow the East Valley Mixer from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Brass Tap in Gilbert, so make sure to check that out. As well as on Friday, we have the Coffee Talk at Maui Pasta in Scottsdale. And next Friday, the 20th, is our in-person member success program training. So if you're a new member or even a seasoned member that wants to learn more about BNI or how to do your weekly presentations even better and be more specific, definitely check that out. Bonnie is an amazing trainer. So this week, our education tip is all about the power of one. You guys know I've talked about the power of one so much these past couple weeks. It's just so important. It's a great tool for us to really reach out to and figure out what our personal goals are in BNI. And I have an amazing person joining me today. So I have David Rowe joining me today. So David is a member of the East Valley Synergy chapter with DGR Communications. And welcome, David. Thank you so much for joining me today. And so how long have you been in BNI?
I've been in BNI about 15 months. My wife, Ginny Rowe, who many of you will know, has been in BNI about 8 years. And when she became a director, I took her spot over here in East Valley Synergy.
Awesome. Well, yes, if you guys know Ginny Rowe, she's one of the amazing directors for BNI. And so we're really excited to have her husband, David, here to really give some amazing education of the PowerPoint presentation that he created all about the power of one and just the great success that you can have as a member with really focusing on the power of one for yourself and your business. So we're going to dive right into our presentation. It is a slideshow, which I will make sure to send out to anyone who would like a copy of the slideshow to give more education in your chapter meetings as well. So ready to dive on in?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to switch around the phone. All right, here we go.
Okay, folks. Well, this is an education moment as the education coordinator for the chapter that I did back in February. Having been to the Elevate meetings, I wanted to distill some of what we'd learned in Elevate and bring it back to my chapter. The chapter's pretty established. We've got a lot of established members in the chapter, so we wanted to break it down in such a way that now we're starting to talk about the power of one more regularly, that we wanted them to see the benefits of what it could be. So I wanted to start off by saying actually what the power of one is not. We didn't want people to think that it's a tool that ranks members. It's not a tool that identifies bad members or a stick to beat you with. We had a little bit of resistance to start with in terms of, BNI's not had this for 5 or 6, 7 years that I've been in it. Why are we doing this now? It's not a ranking thing. It's not to tell you you're good, you're bad. It's much more than that. So that's where we started. I wanted to share what it's not because that's important. But what it is a tool to help you measure your own activity and effectiveness in BNI. That's what you have to think of it as a tool. It's a tool to track the activities that make your results in BNI possible. And at its simplest level, really, it's a visual delivery of the PALMS report, the printout that we see every week in our chapter meetings. It's a history report. It's showing our activity of the previous 6 months. But what it is, tangibly, it's a sliding score of 20 to 0 in 5 categories, all categories that you control, that's based on your own activity over the past 6 months in BNI. And it totals up to 100. So we aim for 100, but we know 100 is tough to get because we live in the real world.
That's right.
But the tangibles of the power of one, to get us that perfect score of 100, we'd look at attendance, attending every week. If you have 95% plus attendance, you'll score 20 points. If you do 1 referral per week, 1 visitor per month, 1 one-to-one per week, or 1 CEU per week, those you would get 20 points for each of those. all of those are the expectations that we all signed up to when we joined BNI. So we're not asking for anything more here. This is purely what we all need to do to try and improve our own business and grow our own chapters. While we aspire to get to 100, we realize that we're all busy business people, and we as much as we all try to be perfect, we're not. So to get yourself in the green, 70 plus is all you need.
I would say that's pretty easy to attain.
Absolutely. I mean, if you show up every week, you do one-to-one every week, and you watch a Wisdom Wednesday every week, that's 60 points. So then you throw in the occasional referral, the occasional visitor that you can bring. It's pretty easy to get up to a 70 plus score. 50 plus is in the yellow. I believe the BNI Arizona average is about 57 points, something like that. So
absolutely.
We're not striving for, we always strive for perfection, but we don't need to try to get to perfection. Let's try and get everybody in the green.
Right.
Power of One really was created so members can maximize the membership. To be able to self-analyze, if they're not getting results, why is that? Because we all ask ourselves, why would people join BNI and not want to participate in their own success? That's what this is all about.
Yep, absolutely.
So when we think about how to use the Power of One, ask yourself 2 questions. Are you being active enough to achieve the results you desire? And what areas do you need to be more active and or effective in to achieve your goals for BNI? We all have a goal in BNI. I hear the why BNI question quite a lot in terms of why are you here?
Yes.
We want the Power of One to create a culture where we challenge everyone to be better. We want in our chapter everyone to improve. We want to bring everybody up. That we have a lot of power partners in our chapter who, certainly in the home services arena at the moment with interest rates where they are doing business like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we want to try and bring everybody up to that sort of level where everybody is doing as well as they possibly can within that group. So that's why we try and create a culture where we want everyone to be better and do better. And the success of any team is down to every individual doing their part, whether it's a sports team or a business team or a BNI team. We're only as good as our weakest member, to put it that way, I guess. So we want to try and help everybody be successful. But the important thing really is to think of it as a history report. Don't use it, and that's why I meant at the beginning, it's not a tool to hit or a stick to hit you with. Yeah. It's a history report. It's where you are today and where can you be in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, because it is a rolling report. So if you had a bad October and a fantastic February, your results will improve. And essentially, if we adopt a culture of engagement, everybody within your chapter should want everybody to be in the green. So that's really in terms of how we use the Power of One. What I wanted to do is also demonstrate how our chapter had moved. We have a small chapter, 15, 16, 17 people. In October, when the new leadership team started, and we really started sort of hitting with the Power of One report, I guess, in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was our chapter performance, which isn't great. A couple of people in the green, but the majority of people in the red or the grey. That has evolved over the 5 months. This is the February report. So you can see the improvement that we've had within our chapter from bringing on the Power of One, bringing it to the front of our attention span every not every week, but every month. Certainly I do an education moment that reflects the Power of One and where we are, celebrating the wins, celebrating people who have moved up from the grey to the red, or the red to the yellow, or the yellow to the green. It's not all about just celebrating those in the green. It's about celebrating transition between sectors. It's looking at the grey column on the right there. Who's making a positive change? The plus 10s, the plus 15s, the plus 5s.
Yeah, absolutely. Small changes are so incredible. And it's really important to recognize on those small changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that really visualizes why, the difference it can make when you go from that situation to 5 months later having this situation. It's small changes, but 2% a month, right? If we can all get better 2% a month, then over the course of the year, that's a drastic improvement. So then I just shared the breakdowns, the 5 sectors, the attendance, the referrals, the visitors, the one-to-ones, the CEUs, the performance of where we are. And you can see our chapter wasn't great at CEUs. There's a lot of established chapters who...
Not watching my Wisdom Wednesday videos, I see.
So that really, again, lots of greys, lots of yellows, lots of reds on there. We really wanted to reflect how that's changed in the 5 months from October to February. and all of a sudden you can see a lot more greens, people paying much more attention. You know, a lot of people were probably doing these activities but not tracking them.
Yes,
and if
the biggest thing is logging it.
Absolutely.
I've heard a lot of people say, I've watched your videos, but then I see their numbers and their numbers are low. I'm like, then you're not logging it. You gotta log it, guys. It doesn't happen automatically.
If it's not a BNI Connect, it didn't happen, right?
Exactly, that's right.
It happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas.
That's
the same
right.
principle.
Exactly.
So we still have a long way to go in our chapter, but this is 5 months into sort of using the Power of One report as a positive. You can also see on all of these that we don't highlight anybody's names. This isn't about beating anybody with a stick or shaming anybody. We do encourage our membership committee and the leadership team to sort of meet with the people who are being in the greys or the reds for a consistent period to try and see how we can help them get better, because that's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
So really, that's pretty much it. I think I ended up with a closing quote, which is a writer called Bryce Courtney. It's actually nothing to do with the Power of One from a BNI perspective, but I thought it was appropriate. The Power of One is above all things the power to believe in yourself. And that's what, to us, the Power of One is all about, because these are things that you can control. That's why Thank You for Closed Business isn't included in it,
right.
For example, Kristen. So I think this is what we can control. So if you show up, if you do a one-to-one, if you do your CEU, like watching this video, if you do that regularly, you're solidly in the yellow. If you bring in a referral every week if possible, or a couple a month, and a visitor every month or every few months, then you're going to be in the green. It's really not that complicated. So that's why I wanted to do with this Power of One presentation, really to my chapter and to Elevate when I did that presentation, was to show the positives behind the Power of One and really not the negatives.
Awesome. I truly do appreciate you joining me here for this Wisdom Wednesday. And you guys, if you have any questions about the Power of One and how to use it for the positive, creating a positive impact in your chapter, and how we can each make everyone more successful in BNI, you know, that's same of giver's gain. We're here to help each other grow each other's businesses. So definitely reach out to me, reach out to your chapter director, and we're here to help you guys, support you guys any way that we need to. And once again, thank you for joining me. Record One Chapter Education Unit for watching, and we will see you all next week. Have a great day.